Well, good morning and welcome to the Seneca County Commissioner meeting. Today is May 4th. It is 10 a.m. and we're in regular board session. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. So pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so today is National Prayer Day. And the significance of National Prayer Day has had a great influence on us as a nation, as it enables us to recall and to teach the way in which our founding fathers sought the wisdom of God when faced with critical decisions. It stands as a call for us to humbly come before God, seeking His guidance for our leaders and His grace upon us as a people. The unanimous passage of the bill establishing the National Prayer Day as an annual event signifies that prayer is an important part to our nation today, as it was in the beginning of the time. I will also add that at Heidelberg there's a prayer poll there which lists many religions, and no matter what faith you're from, we ask God to look over our country in this meeting. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Here.
Commissioner Schuff?
Here.
Commissioner Franker?
Here. Okay, I'll accept the motion to approve the digital audio recording of last week's meeting. Yep, dated April 27th.
Second, Commissioner Franker.
First and second, roll call.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. So I'm gonna have to, I can't take a deep breath. I gotta talk fast.
Keep going.
Keep going. Okay, so we'll begin the meeting. It's Motorcycle Awareness Month, and Commissioner Schuff has a proclamation that he would like to read. And go ahead.
All right, so I have a proclamation for May 2023, Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. Whereas May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, and the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is reminding all motorists to be mindful of motorcyclists on the road. And whereas motorcyclists are overrepresented in traffic crashes and fatalities each year, and in 2020, 5,579 motorcyclists were killed in traffic crashes, accounting for 14% of all total highway fatalities. And whereas motorcyclists are 28 times more likely than a passenger vehicle occupants to die in a motor vehicle crash per vehicle mile traveled, and we're 4 times more likely to be injured. And whereas motorcyclist fatalities among the 55 and older range group increased by 37% over 10 years from 2011 to 2020. And 36% of motorcycle riders involved in fatal crashes were riding without a valid motorcycle license. And whereas in 2021, the use of the Department of Transportation's compliant motorcycle helmets was 64.9%, down from 69% in 2020, and now therefore, we, the Seneca County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. We urge all motorists to be aware of motorcyclists on the road and to observe all traffic laws, especially those that pertain to yielding the right of way, using turn signals, and giving motorcyclists the full width of a lane at all times. We also urge motorcyclists to wear personal protective gear and a DOT compliant helmet, and to complete rider education courses and ride with current motorcycle license. Safe driving and riding practices and cooperation from all road users will help reduce the number of fatalities and injuries on our nation's highways. In witness whereof, we, the Seneca County Board of Commissioners, have hereunto set our hand to this proclamation, this 4th day of May, in the year of our Lord, 2023, Commissioners Paradiso, Schuff, and Franker.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or anything? Good? Okay, Katie, come on up, please.
All right.
Katie Cole, OSU Extension.
Yes.
Welcome.
So I'm just going to be giving just a little report on behalf of OSU Extension and specifically the 4-H Youth Development Program in the county. So the last time I was here was March, and we were celebrating Ohio 4-H Week. And we accepted a wonderful proclamation for that. But kind of since that time, we have concluded our enrollment for the year, and so we are happy that we can announce that we have around 935 youth members in our program and about 140 adult volunteers that help with our community clubs and our 4-H program as a whole throughout the county. We just this last Sunday, we concluded or just had our final quality assurance program for all of our livestock exhibitors. And so if we have youth that take any sort of livestock, they are required to attend this program that teaches them more on proper handling and care of their livestock animal. So we're all done with that for the year. Let's see, what else? So last month, April, I started the Chick Quest program in the elementary schools, and so I had 3 total classrooms participate in April, and I just Tuesday and yesterday I put in eggs in 7 incubators in other classrooms throughout the county for this month. And so fingers crossed there will be a lot of excitement in classrooms kind of that last week of school this month with chicks hatching in the classrooms. Camp counselor training is in full force. We are about a month away from attending camp. I actually have my camp counselors tonight. And so 4-H camp is June 13th through the 16th at Kelly's Island, and camp registrations and information is currently out and available. They are flocking in, and so I don't have exact numbers for you as far as how many we have, but those registrations are due to us by May 22nd. And we have around 19 camp counselors that I'm working with that are teens that are basically planning, facilitating everything for camp. So I will pass around, I have some with me. So tomorrow evening we have our 4-H kickoff event at our fairgrounds, at the Seneca County Fairgrounds from 7 to 8:30. We have a lot of different 4-H clubs that set up a game of some sort for the kids to play. And we will have, we have some generous sponsors that are donating some snacks and water for the evening as well, so we'll have that. So it's basically just a fun family event for all of our 4-H families and members to attend, and that's tomorrow evening from 7 to 8:30. And then this Saturday, so it's a busy 4-H weekend coming up. This Saturday we have our 4-H project clinics at the Extension office. So we have our food and nutrition clinic from 9 to 11, and that's followed by our sewing and textiles clinic from noon to 2. And both of those are at the Extension office. And then we also have goat and sheep tagging Saturday morning at the fairgrounds as well for some of our livestock exhibitors. We are happy to have, or host, I guess, our Ohio 4-H Foundation is coming to visit us next week on Thursday. They are coming to Arlington Acres, and they are putting on a dinner and an event for all of our Seneca County 4-H supporters, but also surrounding counties. So we highly encourage, if anyone from this office is able or willing to attend that, I can share that information with you, but that would be a great event to attend in support of 4-H in general in our county and throughout the state.
What date is that again?
That is Thursday, May 11th at 6:00 p.m. at Arlington Acres. And like I mentioned, June is the month of camping, so we will be at Kelly's Island for 4-H camp the 13th through the 16th, and then we have Clover Bud Day Camp for our younger youth, that 5 to 8 years old, and that will be on Tuesday, June 27th at Garlow Nature Preserve right outside of Bloomville. And then early that month, we are hosting a teen exchange. So our junior leadership members are going to be welcoming teens from Gallia County to our county. And it'll be one overnight, so about 24 hours, and we have a lot scheduled. We're planning to visit the Seneca Caverns, and then the next day we're going to visit a lot of our downtown area. And then potentially maybe Reams Farms or some other like local farms as well. So we have a lot kind of on our schedule for June. And then of course July we have pre-fair judging with all of our 4-H projects. And of course livestock skillathons and our county fair at the end of the month. So busy with that. Our junior fair theme is Over the Moon. And then our Seneca County Fair Entertainment, our concert for Wednesday evening is Lauren Elena, and I believe they released all the information for that, and tickets are available. So July 24th through the 30th, be sure to visit our Seneca County Fair. And then August, we are past all the camping and fairs, but we have a STEM day at our extension office on August 15th. That's kind of our last thing right before school starts. And then Sunday, August 27th is our Grade A celebration that we will be moving to Sentinel. So new location for that this year, and that is just where we recognize a lot of our volunteers and our 4-H members for all their hard work throughout the year. So basically any 4-H member who gets an A on their project can come to this event and get recognized. We also recognize our tenured volunteers and state fair recipients, those sorts of things. And it's a great evening just for celebrating all of our accomplishments. So that pretty much brings me now through our busy summer until we meet again in September.
Can we all take a deep breath?
Exactly.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Outstanding job, Kate. You did a
Hey,
phenomenal job with
That
that.
is
Yes.
a great report.
Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you. And
I don't want to follow that.
Great.
do you so I did the math. 935 4-H students in the county, 140 instructors. That's a 6.6 student to instructor ratio. So all of us, Jimmy, you went to Heidelberg and the Tiffin University alum.
Yeah.
Small classrooms, 1 to 15 would be a tremendous class.
Absolutely.
1 teacher to 15 or 1 to 12.
That,
But 1 to
6 is
6.6,
awesome.
these kids are
Yeah.
getting some really good attention and good. That's pretty awesome.
I love that.
They have that many. So, thank you. We move on, so I think we have a little bit of time. Charlene, I believe the 10:30 and 10:45 are hard numbers, right? We have for time, so we'll just move into our 11 o'clock, and we'll turn this over to Commissioner Schuff. We're going to insert a little special program here.
Thank you, Commissioner Paradiso. I had talked to the other two commissioners here, and in the office here, we wanted to give some recognition to a very special individual. So we had typed up a letter here, and here you go. Dear Mr. Bridingbaugh, the Seneca County Commissioners would like to extend the sincerest gratitude for your empathy, attendance at the Commissioners' Board meetings. Your dedication to engaging with local government has not gone unnoticed. We are delighted to commend you for your excellent commitment to the Seneca County community. As you are aware, the Commissioners place great value on transparency and accessibility, and your regular attendance at the meetings is testament to your engagement and commitment to keeping informed on the county's activities. Your presence has greatly contributed to our meetings, and we appreciate your time and effort that you have devoted to attending and participating. We want to emphasize that we strongly believe that civic engagement is vital to the health and success of our community, and we hold you up as an excellent example as an active citizen. We encourage all residents of Seneca County to follow your lead and become more involved in local government, whether by attending meetings or by volunteering in the community. We would also like to acknowledge your outstanding service as a county employee and as a volunteer. We thank you for helping to maintain and beautify our county cemetery. Your hard work and dedication to this important task has not gone unnoticed, and we are very grateful for your contributions to our community. In closing, please accept our sincere gratitude for your outstanding service to Seneca County. We appreciate your commitment to our community and look forward to continuing our work together in the future. Commissioners Anthony Paradiso, Tyler Schuff, and Bill Franker. So we have a proclamation here for you. We'd like you to
Please
have
come
this.
forward. Please come forward.
Were you surprised? Kept the secret.
We also got you a honorary Seneca County Commissioners mug. It's bottomless. Anytime you want coffee, one of us will get it for you.
Come on up for a photo, and would you like to say anything?
Can you just pull those outside?
Come on, just a word or two.
Speech!
Go ahead.
Okay, well, you want to go first?
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Make sure my fat fingers aren't
Yeah.
alive.
You're okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
Beautiful.
let me grab a couple. All right.
We should add that
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're good. Thank
Brian
you.
Ball is also a veteran, so we'll add that as well.
Wow,
So,
yes.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Don't know what to say.
Well, thank you.
Well, I am going to say something.
Awesome.
Next week is a jewelry sale at the St. Joe's.
Yes. Okay.
Next Thursday it starts, and I'll be working until
Plug
then
in.
up there. And
Good.
I'll be up there Thursday, but if you've never been there, you need to go to this jewelry sale.
Tables
It starts on the
and
11th.
tables.
It's unbelievable if you've never seen it. And if you go, I guarantee you'll go the second time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your attendance. Thank you.
All right. That was good.
I like it.
Those are the.
Yep.
That's great.
That's good.
Okay, so we, I guess we still have a little time for some commission reports. Is that okay? Go ahead.
Okay. Get my hair.
So last Friday, Jim Klein with the Board of Elections, board member, and I, we went on WTTF, and he kind of gave a prelude to what was going to happen on Tuesday as far as changes and stuff with the, with the Board of Elections and on Election Day. So great interview. Jim did an outstanding job as he always does with that. So yes. So Saturday, Teresa and I got our calendars lined, and we did a tour of the museum. Spent a couple hours out there, and from top to bottom. So it's a lot of great Seneca County memorabilia out there and stuff with it. So then on Monday, if you guys
The
want
first time you'd seen the.
yeah, from top to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been stopped
good.
in here for a little bit, but yeah, so that was a nice tour, time well spent with that. Monday, Bob Lado's here, but if you guys want to follow up on that, that'd be fine. Tuesday, my wife and I, we worked the polls out to the North Central Education Service Center. Spent all day out there working with a great group of people. We had 3 precincts in there, so great day. Had about 272 folks that registered with all 3 precincts combined on that. So better than we thought, because in August I think we had 75, and that makes for a really long day. So at least it was a little bit, just it's amazing that it seems no matter what time it is, it just comes to surges. All of a sudden you get 3 or 4 show up, a break, and then 3 or 4 just never heard any singles or anything like that coming in. So it was. I really enjoyed doing that. It's a lot of fun, and I think the number come in at the whole county is 15% voters come out to vote on Tuesday. So yes. So on Wednesday, Board of Revision over the auditor's office for folks who might have missed deadlines on CUAV stuff. So we kind of worked through some of those. Spent an hour or so on that, and then we had last evening regional planning. Kind of work on progress with the subdivision regulation stuff on that. After that meeting, Lynn Love and I went up to the Attica Fair, met with the fair board up there, and just wanted to extend that we're going to be working, with them extensively with
Try to get
EMS
some
and
coverage.
get some coverage up there. Lynn gathered some, information who the contacts are. So really a nice meeting up there. I really enjoy, going to the Seneca County Fair, the Attica Independent Fair. So a lot of great people spent a lot of time up there. The fair doesn't happen, sometimes people think it just happens the week of the fair, but there's a lot of planning and after fairs events and stuff on that they do up there, so yes. This Sunday, if anybody wants to make a potential $100,000, I'm going to participate in the Handle with Care kickball contest. So it could be the funniest videos or something. This guy kicking balls and stuff on that. So it'll be, it'll definitely be interesting. So the potential to make some money on that. So right, so go to enjoy spending an afternoon over to Bascom there. It's when you're friends with Jill Goshi, she always makes a call like, and you can't ever say no to Jill. So that's one of those deals. But it's out to Meadowbrook Park. Basically, it's going to be activities from. It's going to start at 1. I think the game starts at 2 or whatever. But just kind of a family friendly event with it. So yeah, so it's going to have fun with that on Sundays. So. We just yesterday received a video from Dave Johnson from Arm & Hammer. We shared, I think Jimmy might throw it on the website, just kind of talking about really nice, it kind of gives you the internal viewing of what happens with the out to Arm & Hammer, what products they make and how the lines work there and stuff on it. So we'll be working out with that then. And then next Thursday is the paper here is the EPA meeting out to the Citizens Advisory, the EPA meeting out to Stacy's place. Basically, it's regarding the application to modify the wastewater discharge permit pertaining to Sunny Farms landfill in Fostoria. Stacy's place, 625 Plaza Drive, Fostoria, Ohio. Starts at 6 p.m. for a hearing and public comment on that. You can start submitting written comment, and then it goes, I think, a week after for the written too, if you don't want to speak at the event out there. So I believe we're probably going to send a letter or something on that. That's what we're looking at as far as commissioners. So I think that's all I got right now.
Yeah, we had a really busy week here at the Commissioner's office. We had a visit from Congressman Bob Latta, so he came in, we got to sit down with him, and it's, I can't emphasize how important communication is. We communicate with our state, federal officials, they communicate with us. Hey, what's going on locally here, so we can sit and talk with those individuals and kind of give them a good feel for what we're dealing with and vice versa. Secondly, as Bill mentioned, volunteered here at the Board of Elections here on Tuesday. Congrats to everyone who had moved forward, and for those that did not, if it's something that you feel the calling for, want to keep doing, stay engaged, get involved in the community, volunteer. Just the elections are very important. They're very well ran. Kudos to everyone at the Board of Elections. Each year just gets smoother and smoother. I think we were probably one of the first counties in with all of our reported numbers. I know we beat a lot of the ones around us, so testament to the team we have down there, so thank you for your hard work. Tomorrow I have a recovery task force meeting. Mirchal will be leading that off, and for those of you that don't know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so I'll be going on the radio with him as my co-host for WTTF County Update. That'll be on Monday, but we're going to kind of tag team that, go over some stuff. He'll give some updates, and then I'll give some county updates. Also had a meeting with Renee Smith this week. She came over here to our office, going over some projects and stuff. They just it's amazing everything that they have going on over there, and she does a very, very nice job. Just some updates here for you guys. We have the Memorial Day Parade this month on the 29th. I signed us up, so I don't know if you guys want to, if Bill wants to bring one of his tractors in, we can ride on that, or if we want to do a truck, but I did sign us up. I don't want to go it alone, so I'm hoping you guys join me.
Yeah, no, we'll be there.
Awesome.
If I survive the kickball.
We'll get you some ice.
Just a reminder too, I got an email this week. So our public records class, we have to do that each term that we're elected. There's a course coming up here, I think in June or July, but just kind of put that in your guys' thoughts. You can do it online or show up in person, but I'll probably be taking that class coming up here soon, just to do a refresher course.
Do you have the exact date? Is that?
I don't have the exact.
I would
get
like,
them.
I would like to try.
It's a month or two out, but just kind of putting it out there. Right. Monday I'm going to be over in Fostoria. I'll be speaking to Rotary, kind of giving them some county updates as well. Talk to some of those individuals and see what's going on. Also, this month for the third Thursday, we're bringing back the parking lot party. So if you have a small business or want to get involved in that, it's open up to all of Seneca County. So ends up being a really fun day. We'll have probably 300 to 400 people with their pets down here, and we get a really good turnout for that. It gets bigger and bigger every year, so yeah, it's fun. Bill had already mentioned the Handle with Care kickball thing, so that's good there. Attended a Seneca County Young Professionals event this week. First one I've been to in a while, but it's nice to see those folks, and kudos to Bryce and Marissa for the way they run that and just keeping people engaged. But it was a very busy week, a lot of good things going on, and just all good stuff.
Yeah, busy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one more thing too here I meant to mention, I just didn't put it in my report. So Jimmy and I had worked on something here. We're sending a letter to Governor DeWine. So recently here with some of the studies that we got back as far as local housing goes and some of those types of issues that we're facing, we're sending a letter down to Governor DeWine here. I'll just read kind of the first paragraph. The Board of Seneca County Commissioners would like to request your assistance in the support of restoring the Ohio Water and Sewer Rotary Loan Program. Program was previously administered by a state employee reporting to the Ohio Water and Sewer Rotary Commission, which comprised of various state officials involved in preserving water quality and promoting development. So basically, the way it was explained to us at the meeting, it was a governmental entity down at the state. I think during Kasich's time it was funded. Recently it was defunded or not put in the budget, but basically what it does is helps small communities like ours that are trying to get more development, more housing, with more infrastructure as far as like sewer goes, water. So we're kind of following suit with Ottawa County, sending a letter to Governor DeWine, so hopefully we can start doing some of these smaller things to help get more development and housing here in the community. So we'd all sign that. Just wanted to kind of give everybody a heads up on that, but it's a good program, and hopefully the governor's willing to bring it back.
Can we send this to Ottawa, Sandusky, Wyandotte? They were all in that room when this was brought up, so then they know we did it.
I think Ottawa did send, but the other ones, that's a good idea.
They brought it up, actually.
yeah, that's-
I'm glad you carried the ball.
Their letter kind of taught me what it was all about, really. So
Yeah, and so, I mean, it's just a courtesy to let the other commissioners know that we followed up, because that was in a broad commissioner meeting, and we were asked as commissioners to do that, so good job following through with that.
Jimmy wrote it up. I mean, it's just, I really enjoy when we get with our other commissioners in the area, our state electeds, and I mean,
You know,
just
we may ask
communication's
them to
key.
do something.
yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay, just a few things, I guess, that weren't touched. We have an EMS letter we talked about last week, prepared, signed, so this will go out. We are supporting Vanguard Sentinel Career Center. Basically, this is in our backyard at Sentinel. They're applying for a CTEC grant, a Career Technical Education grant. And this is huge. I think it's $12–15 million they're applying for, which would fall under, which would help launch the public,
The Safety Academy.
Public Safety Academy, which EMS and fire would be elevated and be a huge part of the curriculum. So we're pretty pumped about that. So just want the public to know that's going out. I believe Don from EMS is sending one.
Yep, working on that today.
And we had somebody else we asked to
Joint Ambulance District.
join
so
EMS.
Bear
district.
Harrison's working on
They'll be
that.
sending a letter of support, so all good. Budget Commission, we had a Budget Commission meeting this week. Everything's going real well, a few adjustments, but no, basically everything's right on track, doing well. We had a Health Insurance Committee meeting here. That's good, just kind of an update as we move forward, getting ready for the renewal. We had, I want to acknowledge Linda Frank from the juvenile court office. She retired. Sorry, Linda, I missed your retirement party on Friday. We go way, way back, her and I and our families, and she put a lot of time in over there. She's going to be missed. Ben's not, and we all know Linda, so congratulations on your retirement. I think that should do it. It's 10:30. Are we So what we have at 10:30 is a bid opening, and we're just gonna make sure we get our ducks in order before we do that. Any other comments from the commissioners at this point?
A lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff going on.
I think our report was pretty good, but not as good as Katie's.
Right. She's a rock star, I'll tell you what. She spent,
She crushed it.
yeah, an immense amount of time with kids. Yeah.
Hey,
Bob.
welcome. What's going on in?
Did you just get
We're just taking a pause, we're getting ready for the bid opening. Anything else we need to do here?
No,
We good?
I was just making sure that wasn't another bid, so I'll pass out the,
Right on schedule.
yeah.
So we need a sign-in sheet, we're having a formal bid opening at 10:30. And this is for issue 1, round 37, our road project. And I'll turn it over to you.
So we have an engineer's estimate of $1,297,623. We received one bid for this. That is from M&B Asphalt. And their total bid amount is $922,774.
Okay?
I'm sorry
Jamie?
that I missed this. Jane, can you say the engineer's estimate again?
Yep, $1,297,623.
Thank you. Sorry I missed that.
Okay, so we will turn that over to the engineer.
We'll give this actually to
You're
Charlene.
running with that, good, thank you. And so our next, at 10:45, we will have our public hearing, so any county administrator report?
I do not have anything at this time under that.
Okay. Are you prepared to go into old business?
I can definitely do that right now,
Okay.
yes.
So it's moving ahead.
Okay, so for old business, I'd like to bring up the SRO for Old Fort School District.
Okay.
We've gone back and forth negotiating between the sheriff's office and with Laura, the superintendent. We have come to some tentative, an agreement that we believe that everybody could be happy with. And so that was sent to you guys for review this week. Derek did approve that, and so just want to present that to you for your guys' thoughts and any action you want
Yes,
to take on that.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with the approval of the MOU with Old Fort Schools.
I'll second.
Either way.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we have a first and a second, so let's, any discussion on the MOU? I feel like we've been talking about this for quite a while.
Yeah.
And all parties have tried to work together and thread a needle where, this could be accomplished. Any other discussion? We have a first and a second. Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Pranker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes. Okay, thank you. We checked that off the list. Good job. Any other old business that anyone like to bring up? If not, we're gonna keep moving along, if that's okay with everybody. We're going to new business. Barb, sup apps.
I only have a few. I have $41,175 for general fund for their contract services. This is for the seal coating out of the airport that we discussed at the last meeting. And then I have from the unclaimed money trust fund, $4,867.54 for their unclaimed money line. This is for 7 checks that were reissued from the unclaimed funds. Basically what happens is these checks go stale, so they get moved into a different fund, and then once someone claims them, they have to fill out an application, there's a process, and then once they have all the paperwork at the auditor's office, they reissue these checks.
This seems to happen.
It's a little more frequently now,
Okay.
but people are realizing that they have money outstanding with the county and they want to make sure that they get paid.
Yeah.
So
Okay, good.
the last one I have is for the BJA grant. It's for contract services for $62,500. This is an addition that they received a new contract with the federal government that increased this contract from $125,000 to $187,500.
We'll take it.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the supplemental appropriations as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Okay, we still have a little time. We'll move into some resolution discussions.
Perfect. We have a resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into an agreement or contract with Allied Construction LLC for the chip seal project, C-2023-1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
We have a resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into an agreement with A&A Safety, that is C-2023-2.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of the resolution.
Just, I'll second.
Discussion. Yeah.
Just a quick, what A&A safety, just a little backstop to that.
That is what we put out for bid a few
That's
weeks
the
back with the
striping.
engineer. That's the striping on that one and the one
Okay.
before, yeah.
Good. So why we're talking striping where? Everywhere in the county where we need it.
Through the engineer.
It's through the engineer's
Yeah.
office,
Engineers,
so
that's
it's
right.
running
Right.
with
Yep.
specific areas
Yeah.
that they requested.
I think this comes up once a year.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's usually,
We're-
yeah.
Okay, good. Any other discussion? We have a first and a second, so roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
We have a resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into an agreement with Erie Blacktop for C-2023-3.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
We have a resolution authorizing an amendment to the lease agreement between the Seneca County Board of Commissioners and Seneca County Department of Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion.
I'll give you just a little bit of an explanation on this. Kathy Oliver needed some additional space, so she requested, spoke with Sarah at the Parks District, and Sarah said absolutely. So this is just amending that, increasing Job and Family Services lease amount to reflect the space that they took from Parks.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. All right, we're moving along.
Yep, I have one more. That is a resolution authorizing an amendment to the lease agreement between the Seneca County Board of Commissioners and Seneca County Parks District.
So moved.
Second.
Now, I'm assuming that their rent goes down.
Theirs is decreasing.
how that
That's exactly how that
Okay,
happens.
so the rent's the same. Job and
Yep.
Family's taking some of the parts,
That's correct.
and you're just,
Yep, shuffling it around.
now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
I do have just
Yeah.
something that I guess maybe in new business from here on out, we get a lot of public records requests, and I think, just for the public knows who requests and stuff, I think it's a good idea if we kind of go through that, what's being requested. So just, I don't think we gotta do a resolution, but just,
Just a
why I
comment?
just comment,
Okay.
from here on out, we'll just put in a new business and line item with that, so.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I mean, so hold the vote a minute, so we're
Well,
kind of
I
on
don't
this
think there's-
topic. But I think, so when someone makes a public record request,
Yeah, which is
To
say,
us.
so it's to us and whatever it be, just so-and-so made a public records request
We
for
would
whatever.
publish it.
Yeah, just, yeah,
I
we
think-
don't get in the
I
weeds.
think
on
if
it.
you make a public records request,
Yeah.
that's a public record, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back and forth with us, so yeah.
Okay. So, back to the parks lease, let's have a roll call on that.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes. Sorry.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
We're good.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Anything else from you?
Good.
Okay, Jamie, any other new business at this time?
I do not have anything at the moment, no.
Okay, so it's 10:41, Jimmy?
Yes.
Okay, so we have until 10:45
Yeah.
for our public hearing. So at this point, anybody want to make public comment? It's in the audience. Charlene. State your name, please, and
Senate Regional
who you
Planning
representing?
Commission. And this is regarding the Science County Sewer District. So I just wanted to kind of make it public and let the commissioners know a little bit. But we have been live with the new sewer software for a month now. The first quarter went out. We've actually sent out late bills. Whoo, what a hot, fun time that is. So I want to make it public that if anybody does not understand, when you switch from one billing system to another, there are going to be glitches throughout. And we are working through those glitches, and we're really trying to help the public as much as we can when they call us. We are forgiving and taking care of some things for some people that need that. There are address issues that we're taking care of, but things are coming along well. It's just the migration of information when Tyler Tech did it, it has a little different, but we are up and running. We're doing great. I will schedule a brief time to come in the next 30 days to come in and just talk to you really about it and during the meeting and explain how the software is working and what we're doing with it. But so far, we're very happy with the new software. We're very thankful to the commissioners for taking that investment from the capital investment funds from the sewer district and authorizing us to do that. It has made our life a lot better. It may not seem like it over the last 6 months, but I can foresee that it's going to really help in the transparency for our customers. We've already got many who are loving the fact that they can access their account online. We email them receipts. They're liking that a lot. So I just wanted to share that with you and let you know that things are progressing really well with it.
I don't think we've received any negative comments for sewer billing, so that's positive. At least here, usually when it gets here, there's something, screwed
It
up.
might over the next 30 days. You
We'll
never
just Stay
know.
on top of it.
That's
It's
what we're
great.
doing. Yeah.
Anyone else want to comment in the public? And then what we normally do, comments, anybody? Well, Jimmy will go to online comments.
Yeah, and just so you know, I put something in the chat a little while ago to kind of ask anybody in here if they did want to come forward. No one responded to that, but if you're with us on Zoom right now, I am opening the lines up. I just did that. So if you would like to speak, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and come forward now.
Is Mr. Ditto on?
Do not see
Don't see him
today.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think we're good.
So we're good. We'll close public comment. And we have 2 minutes, so I just want to go over the calendar one more time with everybody. I'm good with the parade on the 29th. Okay, I will be out of town from, we are going to have a commissioner meeting on the 23rd, which is a Tuesday, versus the 26th, and I will be out of town the 24th through the weekend, going out to see my daughter, Bobby, and I will be back for the parade, etc. Okay, Fair Week, we will be closed the whole Fair Week. That week, all of us will be in and out of the fair, and
The office will be open. We'll be at the fair.
I guess that, thank you, yes, the office will be open. I said closed, I didn't mean that. We will not have a meeting on that date, so, for that week. So, anything else to add to the calendar? We're pretty good.
And I forgot to tell you guys, I
Parades.
did sign up you guys for the chicken scramble, so that way we want to represent it. So, right, so yeah, so yeah, you guys have it.
Okay, good. So, all right, that's, gets us 10:45. Jimmy, what's your time?
44. I think it's close enough.
10:44. Okay, I'll turn this over to Charlene and Jane. Thank you. We are now having a regional planning CDBG public hearing. Charlene, Director of Regional Planning, will conduct the meeting.
Hi, thank you for having me and giving me the time. We do have a sign-in sheet floating around for that today, so you always know when I'm talking, there's some kind of sign-in sheet that floats around, right? So today is the initial and first public hearing for the program year 2023 CDBG grant. This is an extensive program, and this is an extensive public hearing. First public hearing mandates that we have to take and kind of talk about all the different aspects of a CDBG program. Now, there's some of you who've been here before with me with this, and you probably know what I'm going to say inside and out. Others have not. So please ask me questions as we go through. I will try to go as briefly as I can, but as in depth as I can. So to start, Seneca County has allocated $158,000 for the CDBG program. That is not a guarantee of funds, it's just an allocation to our county. That does not include the city of Tiffin. Okay, City of Tiffin has its own allocation. It does include the city of Fostoria, the whole city, because the majority of the city is considered part of the county. Just wanted to let you know that. $158,000 has some stipulations with it. We can do up to 2 projects. We are required to do fair housing and the administration, which is a total of 20% of that grant. We can do public service from that grant. We can also do some other projects, but the public service is kind of a add-on. It's not as much of a project. So I'm going to let you know that. This year's a little different with the CDBG funds. They have decided that if you have an economic development revolving loan fund balance and it is not allocated to a loan, you may need to use some of those funds towards projects or in addition to. So we're going to need to look at that a little bit. I did pull up the balance of that, and that's $116,000. We have not allocated or have not tentatively said this is going to someone. But I do have an application that is potentially coming in the pipeline, so by the time I get around to do the application, that money could be set aside for them.
Did they suggest a match, the percentage? No.
No, it's...
They just want some teeth in the game.
Potentially, yes, potentially, they're saying. So I wanted to make that clear. So just some dates to begin with to be aware of. Today is the first official public hearing of the CDBG grant. May 9th at 10:30 a.m. at the Commissioner's Office, we will hold the Community Development Implementation Strategy Program. We are required to hold that. I'll explain what it is. May 18th, 2023 at 10:30 a.m. will be the second public hearing, which is where we say, here's the strategy. Commissioners, please approve what we would like to apply for. And then between those dates, actually between now and around the middle of June, not even the middle, the beginning of June, lots of resolutions will be coming into the commissioners regarding that grant. There's a lot I have to have resolved, and you have to have it official to submit with this. And I'll be present, so you'll see me more than normal, and I bet everybody's thrilled about that. Grants are due June 14th. Anybody who's worked with me on this or has heard the spiel before, Charlene does not do that due date. She wants them in the week before, because if there's a technical glitch or we're missing a paper or something isn't looking right, I need to have that week to be able to kind of have a cushion. And anybody who writes grants and has these kinds of things likes to have that little cushion. So we submit the grant. Award notices will be September 1st, 2023. Work must be completed by August 31st, 2025. And the last draw date for this program will be September 3rd, 2025. Give me just a second, I'm looking at a couple notes. Okay, so let's talk about the CDBG program. In Seneca County, we are in what the Ohio Department of Development calls Section A of their programming area. Section A, our representative is Christina Deer, D-E-H-R. She's a very nice lady that I've worked with. She's new. The total program budget for the whole state that was approved was $3.3 billion for CDBG funds. CDBG, Community Development Block Grant. If I didn't say that already. You don't want that stuff. This is a biennial allocation, so it's every 2 years. and we are the odd years. I'm just gonna kind of go through some fun stuff with you. So what can we use these funds for and where can we use them? The funds have to be used in an area that meets income levels, which is
LMI.
LMI, you know, Tyler's heard it, LMI, low to moderate income levels, community development, block grant, census areas that tell us. The commissioners have already received information on those areas for Seneca County. Those have been sent to them. We actually sent those out to other people that are participants in the program previously, and to the areas that would qualify automatically because of their income levels. We have 2 areas in Seneca County, which is City of Fostoria and Bloomville. Those automatically income level qualify. Otherwise, we would have to do an income survey. We have not had anybody reach out to us to do an income survey, and at this point, it's almost too late to do an income survey because that does take about 60 days worth of time for us to do. They're very intense. Citizen participation is required. That's why we have 2 public hearings, and we do the community development implementation strategy. We have not had anybody reach out to look at or even pre-app for a neighborhood revitalization program. Any community can contact us. We can see if they if they kind of meet that. If they do, there are a lot higher standards that we have to go through. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but we are happy to go through it with them. So what can we do and how can we do it? Well, we address accessibility issues, we have to do environmental reviews, and we have to do fair housing. You'll see me come in every now and then, give a spiel about fair housing. You're gonna probably see it here within the next 60 days. I'll set a time to come in and talk about fair housing. We do all the brochures for that, we do outreach for it, for the whole county, so that's a requirement. Environmental reviews are conducted by Lori Payne in our office, so any project that we're submitting, she does a preliminary environmental review on that. Make sure floodplain, historical, environmental issues, all of that good stuff. So it's kind of normal for us. We're quite used to doing that. Again, we can do up to 2 projects. So eligible activities. We always like to start with the ineligible and then go to the eligible so that everybody kind of understands, because everybody's like, oh, we can use this money for this and that. No, it doesn't work that way. The ineligible activities are maintenance, street resurfacing, paving over existing services, housing activities other than home repair, RLF capitalization, which is revolving loan fund, economic development, and urgent need. So those are ineligible. It's kind of weird, but when we get into it, you're going to be like, well, you said that was ineligible. Well, there's a fine line. There are some activity caps. We can address slum and blight at 49%. We can do public service, which is 15%. And if we needed to do a plan or we had a planning activity, we could get up to $20,000 from the grant for that. We do not have anything that would address what's allowable in here as a planning activity. So that is not going to happen. Public service activities, which is at 15%, include education, recreation, domestic violence, legal services, home buyer down payment assistance, energy conservation counseling and testing, transportation, healthcare, childcare, senior services, homeless services, drug abuse counseling, and treatment. In the past years, we've worked with the Fostoria United Way, and we've done homelessness prevention, and that has worked out very nicely. And some people are like, I can't believe that much money can be used. And let me tell you, Libra uses that money. She does an excellent job helping families that are in jeopardy of losing their homes or are homeless and are needing shelter. She can help them get the first month's rent and deposit. If it's somebody with a mortgage and they're looking at foreclosure, we can potentially help with that. Okay, so we also have some other great things we can do. I want to get to that, so you don't really need the other fun stuff. So when it comes to a project that somebody wants to do, they have to submit a pre-application. So pre-applications were due yesterday. We had advertised for those for 2 months. They were sent out. They were available. Everybody had the chance. And we will still accept one if somebody comes to us like within the next probably couple of days or up to the CDIS meeting. I would probably accept a pre-application up until then, just because of the fact that sometimes they hear this and they're like, oh, we have an idea, we want to come to you with it. So I'm happy to accept them. What can we do with this money? Well, what we can do is we can do handicap accessibility. We can do things that create a space for public work. So things like parks, accessibility to park, renovating park area spaces, but it has to be in an LMI area. We can do sanitary work. We can do sidewalks. We can do some street work. We can do utility work. We can do what do we call it? Muster station work. We can do all those types of things. We cannot come in and just put a new roof on a government building. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, if it's a building in Tiffin that is owned by the county and serves the majority of the county, and it is for homelessness prevention, seniors, or the project would address accessibility, ADA compliance, then we could look at doing that project. So in the past, we've done ADA compliant restrooms in county-owned buildings. Does that make sense to everybody? And I go really fast, so you have to like tell me if you need me to. And I'm not going through the whole presentation from the state because none of you want that. Not at all. There are multiple programs underneath the CDBG grant. There's neighborhood revitalization, which in itself is its own fund, which is up to $500,000. There is critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure program, they can do up to $500,000. It's an open cycle. It can address water and sanitary sewer projects. They're pretty high priority projects, and we can also address slum and blight. I did forward information of this to our county engineer. He's the sanitary engineer for our county sewer district, and we have 5 subdivisions under that. So I did forward information to him about that in case he had any sanitary issues he wanted to address that might fall into this, so that he can review it and let me know. If we have a village that qualifies or someone, they may want to reach out regarding that. There's administration that goes with that as well. It's 10% cap of the grant. It is a competitive grant, just like neighborhood revitalization is. Again, the allocation is not competitive, but neighborhood revitalization and critical infrastructure are. One of the other great opportunities under this grant, well, it's part of the CDBG funds, is targeted opportunity money that the state offers, which we've already submitted our request letter for that, and those won't open probably for another month. We opened that for fair housing, for extensive fair housing training throughout the county and expand services, which are much needed when we have 2 universities in our community, and those students need to understand that they have a right to live where they want to live within their monetary budget, and they cannot be discriminated against, and under what classes they can't be discriminated. We always want to share that information with them. So we're looking at a new outreach program for that from our office. At this point in time,
Would that program be funded here? Is that what you're saying? Or is that outreach
it's
program?
like another subcategory.
Yeah.
So there's fair housing in this grant and the CDBG allocation, and then there is targeted opportunity New Horizon fair housing money. So it's a separate one, so we can apply for up to $25,000-$30,000 for that.
Okay, so I thought you said, so it's separate.
Yeah.
In addition to.
In addition to,
Okay.
just like all the other ones.
Yeah, it's good.
The grants are a little bit flexible. They are a bit time consuming. I always tell everybody, over the next few months, this is my busy time. I have multiple things coming in. But we are encouraging you to ask us any questions and to attend the CDIS meeting. Why is it important to attend the Community Development Implementation Strategy meeting? It is important because that is where the voices of our community are heard on the priorities of things that need addressed in Seneca County over the next 2 years. It could be longer too. And this is where we put together a plan, and we have to submit that plan to the state with our application. So you may see things in this plan, the commissioners may, or if you request to see it at our office, you may see things that have nothing to do with the CDBG grant, but they are a priority to the community when they came in here to meet. So that could be, for instance, the ag building could be a priority because of slum and blight. You could be saying another.
It's that, by the way.
Yeah, you could. I'm just, giving an example of what could be on there. We could have a citizen who comes in, and maybe there's a group of them that come in, and they say a priority to us is there's this road, and I'm not trying to say anywhere special because I don't know, but there's a road in. Let's find one I don't usually use. Let's use Big Springs Township. and it kind of goes into New Riggle, but it's the township's road and it's the village of New Riggle's road, and this road's a hot mess and they can't seem to get any funds for it, but it's a real big priority. We need to take care of it. They could be coming in to tell us that's a big priority. So you have to take that into consideration. It is not a an I want and I need plan. It is a priority of services and projects that need to be taken care of in the county. So we encourage you to come attend that. Does anybody have any questions for me? Because, I gotta take a breath.
So when you do the LMI, how long does that last?
So when you do an income survey, it is good for 5 years. The Village of New Riggle did theirs, and it was qualified for the last program, and it is no longer eligible. It's expired now.
So
for
would
5
it
years.
behoove to, has any townships done anything like that, so that way they're prepared for next year for the process, if they're kind of right there? How does that work?
They're welcome to request that we do an LMI survey, an income survey, or help them. Let's put it this way. Our office will help any entity with their income survey. How that works is they have to get a list of all of their residents or property addresses, residential addresses in their jurisdiction, okay? They get that list to us. We prefer it's in Excel format. Then we take that and we run it through a randomization tool that is in Excel because it has to be a random survey. There's a percentage that we have to use per OD. We have to use this percentage based off the population. So we just go through the chart, we use that percentage. We send it out to that many people, or we get it ready for that jurisdiction to send out because they mail it. They put return envelopes in, so they come back to regional planning. They do that because it gives anonymity to those surveys. A lot of people don't want anybody to know their income. They're confidential surveys. Your name's not even on it. It's just an address and how many people are in the household, and check a box for how much income you guys make. But when it comes to regional planning, it's not going to your neighbor, right, who's a trustee or works for council or, any of that. It's coming to somebody who is literally just going to input the information and file it away. Once we have the required amount of surveys, and we could have to have that jurisdiction send out more surveys. They may have to send out more because in the time frame that's allotted, they didn't get them back in time, so they got to send out more, right? Once we get those all back, we calculate the income as required by the state. We send that to the jurisdiction, they sign off, we sign off, and then we submit it. Income has to be greater percent of 51% or more of that jurisdiction must be LMI. If it's not, we're not going to submit a report. It is a process. And it is very, 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 infinitely very hard to get people to respond to income surveys. Very hard. But that is a process. So, anybody can start this process. They can call me now and say, hey, we would like to start the process for the next round. And we'll say, okay, let us get through our application and we will be in contact to set you up. We'll put you on the list. Any other questions?
When was the CBG released for the public to know and stuff on that, Charlie? And
When is it released?
When would it, for people to start? Because seems like applications due like now.
So pre-applications were released 2 months ago. So that was released 2 months ago. We sent it out to all the entities that we're required to send it to. We also put it on our website, and I believe we shared it on Facebook. We sent it to you guys. So we usually get the normal response. We know who's going to respond, and we get our normal response. We've got 2 very good applications, so I'm not displeased.
Great. Is that, Jimmy, did we get that? Did we get that out, or?
Is that the February?
I'll double check.
Okay.
I will double check that.
It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I know how much our allocation is, or have an estimated idea of what our allocation is when we do the pre-apps to go out. Anything else I can answer for you?
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it. Sorry, it's a long-winded one. The next one shouldn't be as bad.
That's good. So that concludes the public hearing. We've been through public comments, so at this point, I'll entertain the motion to go in executive session for the appointment of a public employee.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and second. It's 11:04. Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Chef,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. So we will be back when we finish executive session. Thank you. It's now 11:18. We're back from executive session, so I'll take a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes. So we were in the back in executive session discussing the open position of our county administrator. And we feel at this time we have an internal candidate, Barb Patterson, who's qualified, and we had that discussion.
I move we go ahead and hire Barb Patterson as our administrator / clerk for the Seneca County Board of Commissioners.
Second?
Okay, we have a first and a second, so I like to, I guess I'll start with a few comments if that's okay with you guys. Wrote a few notes down so I don't talk too much, but, Barb's worked really close with our current county administrator in all facets of the job. She's done a great job, in my view. You're very fiscally responsible, qualified. You work well with the electeds. In this job, we have to communicate throughout the county with all the elected officials. And I think it brings great continuity in the effort we all are working towards to move this office forward and serve our community. So those would be my comments to you
Thank you.
and public.
I, echo what Tony said, appreciate, the fiscal responsibility that you bring to the office here and looking at all the facets of the administration part of it and looking forward to continuing to work with you, Barb. We appreciate everything you've done for us so far and looking forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you.
Same as the other two. You have very good communication skills. You can wear a lot of different hats. You're good under stress. I've seen you grow professionally here since you've been with our office. You're just constantly learning. It's been very impressive. So happy with our motion.
Thank you.
Okay, this appointment will occur on May 12th at 4:30 p.m. And so we have a first, a second. Any other discussion around the table? Amy, anything from you? Barb, thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes. Mr. Nutter, I saw you raise your hand.
I did.
You're
Just
welcome to come up.
quickly, Ben Nutter, Wind Waste Innovations. Just wanted to let the commissioners know that in honor of Earth Day, last Saturday, we offered free disposal to residents of Fostoria and Loudon Township, and that went very, very well. We had over 70 cars and 19 tons worth of refuse from the local area, mostly bulk stuff like couches or, and which we're very proud of. The hardworking people at Sunny Farms Landfill are very proud of that because that means it doesn't end up, somewhere where it shouldn't be. So that was so popular, we decided to do it again this Saturday from 9 to noon, and it's free to residents of Fostoria, Loudon Township, Big Spring Township, Jackson Township, and Hopewell Township. So that very western edge. It's 9 to noon, and we're looking forward to good participation. It was a very, very good program. But thank you.
Thank you. Jimmy, anybody online?
Let me double check with that.
Okay. Kylie?
I have a couple things. First thing,
Introduce yourself,
I was
please.
Kylie Garner.
Okay. For the public.
First thing is I would like to know when I can finish getting the rest of my personal belongings from here. There was purposely some things held out of the belongings that were delivered to me, so I would like to obtain the rest of those belongings. Second thing is I was wondering when my public records request is going to be granted. I asked for a 7-day turnaround on that, and I haven't even gotten a response from anyone in this office on when I'm going to get those items. So I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for 7 days because I was given less than 48 hours to provide a witness that was unable to attend a hearing here. So I think 7 days is a reasonable amount of time for me to get my public records request.
Anything else?
No, I'm just wondering when I'm going to get that public records
Thank you for your
request.
comments. Thank you. We'll get back to you.
IT is working on that.
Thank you. Anybody else? Jimmy? Okay,
See
it's
nothing.
10:23, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.